This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I'm with Danny here, and we're going to give a bit of a demonstration and show a technique on how we can actually draw gantries. Now, iScaf actually doesn't have a special option to draw gantries, okay? It's not a special feature to draw gantries. It's just something we have to work and use a technique to be able to do. As you might be aware, iScaf does have utilities and special options to build special things. For example, using area fill and area edit, you can create dance floors or bird cages very quickly. I don't know if you've tried that before. You can play with that later. So there's a special option to make tank and on the ribbon there and build a tank. And there's also options to build area fill and area edit. That's actually special bird cage dance floor, a quick utility to build those items. So what I'm saying is, yes, in the future we will have something like a make gantry and build gantry option as well. Okay. All right. So your gantry, is it 2.4 meter wide by 2.4 meter bays?
2.4 meters wide by 1.8.
Okay, so the 1 meter long, am I correct? Hold it. So 1 meter long bays, so the fit type.
1.8.
Okay, so it's the other way around. Let's start again. The bays are 2.4 long and 1.8 wide.
Yep.
Okay, so of course they can be any dimension based on whatever scaffold you're using. All right, so 2.4. So let's do this again. It's going to be 2.4 meter long and 1.8 wide, right?
Yes.
Okay, and because it's a gantry, we need heavy duty, so we want truss transoms, correct?
Yes.
Correct. Okay, so that's fine. And of course, we have no hop-ups, right? No hop-ups. No. Yep. Okay. And how high is the gantry? What's the top working depth?
The gantry is 5.2.
Okay, so it's going to be 5.2. Okay, so I think we can just say 5, and the jack extension can handle the extra 2.
Yep.
Oh, look, just for the purpose of showing you, let's go 5.2 anyway. Okay. Is there going to be a deck just at the very top only, or there's going to be a deck? Okay, so there will be one level, and we can force that. Actually, to make this accurate, let's stick with 5, because you can see here this can only be 5 as well. But am I correct in saying you may need some other ledges and transoms? You can't just have will there be another there'll be another set of transoms at 4 meters or 3 meters?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, just the truss transom and one level at 5 meters.
All right. So this is interesting. Okay, so we're going to have literally no decks and no transoms up to 5 meters. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Okay. So that's okay.
It's just basically a public protection something.
Yeah. Okay. So am I correct in saying there's going to be no handrails at the very top?
Oh, they do. Yeah, they do require the handrails.
You need handrails. You need right at the very top.
Yep.
Just 2?
Yeah, to 1 meter. Yeah, that should do. Yes.
1 meter high handrails at the very top. Okay. And then do you need internal handrails on the inside as well, or only the outside?
No, just the outside.
Outside only. Okay. All right. So we can do that. Okay. So that's our setup. That's our basic setup. I don't think there's anything special we need to do here. It's going to be 2.4, so that's fine. Okay. Any particular wall tie you can think of?
Yeah, just the standard.
I'll just leave it. Okay, I'll just leave that. All right. So how many bays is this gantry? How long is this gantry going to be?
One side is 100 meters and it's like 90 degrees. The other side is 40 meters.
Wow. Okay. So let's keep this simple. We're not going to draw that. You know how to draw walls.
Yep,
You'll be able to do this, and I'll be able to help you a bit more later. But let's just do a 10 bay. Let's just do a 10 bay scaffold of a gantry. Okay. So click OK.
Yep.
And then I'm going to perform a make wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to force that to be straight, and I'm just going to make 10 bays.
Yep.
Okay, so from endpoint to endpoint. Okay. So as we said, let's start again. 2.4 long and 1.8 wide, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, we both know when it builds this to 3D, it's not going to be right because it's going to put too many transoms on every 2 meter level, right? You understand?
Okay. Yep.
Right. Okay. So, having said that, we could actually use lift control to achieve that possibly as well. All right. Lift control is a way of have you played around with lift control? Because there's actually a tutorial, a good YouTube tutorial on how to do that. See this lift control?
Okay.
See that? All right. This is another way that you could possibly do this, but let's just use the old method before we had lift control.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to save this as Gantry. So save this as Gantry 1. All right. Now, you can, as you know, you can annotate this and explain everything you want, right? You can actually use arrows and things like that to annotate the drawing and write text and things like that. So under annotation, you can just have this and just say, okay, but you can write your own, you know, whatever special, you know, whatever style of gantry you're doing, you can annotate that the way you want, right? But you can also say things like, do another thing here. Draw some more text here, just point to here. Am I correct in saying you would want double-legged standards?
Yes, please. Yes.
So you can, in plan, in some ways, this is already in plan. That's a gantry, right? Okay. The users don't have to see more than that for a plan design. But of course, in 3D or in a side elevation, they may want to see that. And also, of course, this design is not going to give you the correct quantity list at the moment. But let's save this as it is so far. And then we can build this to 3D. Okay, so we just build this to 3D. Yes. Yes. and we build this on. So we know straight away, okay, so this is our 3D, all right? So we have an issue here in that we don't want those additional levels along the way. Okay, but that can be done. So this is how you can do it, all right? I'm going sideways, and I can actually erase, all right, under utilities, I can erase these transoms, right? Like that. Okay? I'm windowing that, and they're gone. Okay, so there's our 5 minute. If I measure distance, utilities measure distance. I go from the bottom, so I can say end point of there to that deck here. So that can be the end point of this, say that deck there. All right, so that's, yeah, it's just over 5 meters. All right, it's 5 meters.
Yep.
A bit of extra jack extension can actually make it go to 5.2.
Okay.
The next thing is the double-legged standard is another technique. Okay, so we look back at the plan. Remember, in 3D, whatever you change will be in the part count. So,
sorry to interrupt. So we are in 3D. So how can we go back to 2D?
We don't have to, because 2D is already created the 2D.
Okay.
Right? 2D is done. Right.
Okay. So but if I want to make any adjustment or change, so do I need to go back to 2D?
I know what you mean. Yeah, correct. If you made a mistake, so yeah, correct. You need to make sure your plan is laid out as accurately as possible, because if you make a mistake, then that, for example, you didn't have enough bays or something, you needed to create more bays, then you would have to rebuild it all again and then perform this editing all over again. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So but in 3D, but from now on, if I'm happy with a plan, everything can be done in 3D. I don't need that plan anymore. Okay. You can print the plan separately. You can have the plan in a separate window separately. The plan is saved as a block anyway, so you can still show that. Okay.
Right.
All right. Let's continue. All right. So I'm going to create double-legged standards using this technique. I click on copy and I window from left to right each standard. Sorry, 2. Okay, so I'm windowing every leg manually. Okay. So it's selecting objects for the actual copy command. Okay, so just be careful here that I don't window too much, right?
Yep. So we have to do it from top left to top right, and then go to bottom left, bottom right.
Doesn't matter what order you do it in, but you need to window each standard as a top left, bottom right window. You don't want a window from there to there. Otherwise, it'll select too much. Okay, so I've windowed everything. I right click to say finish selection. And then the base point is going to be just, it can be anywhere, right? I can just do this. I can just say base point can be just close to the edge. And then the next point is going to be just offset, right? Let's just go, is it normally like that?
No, actually.
Or is it like that?
No, above.
Sorry?
It's above the, original, yes. But the top one is...
Let's see, if I do that, notice if I do that, it's going to copy it south on both. Yes, in
Yeah.
that case. Okay, so I'm going to actually press enter to finish now. That's done. So that one's actually you could do a copy of that and then move it over there, and you do a copy of that and do it over there separately.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can do whatever
Much
you like.
better.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So if we go back to our 3D view now,
Yep.
we have double-legged standards.
Okay. So
Okay.
this will show this double C clip as well on the.
No. That's a manual copy. There are no double C clips. Right. Now,
okay.
we do have another module that you could almost say that a double C clip is like a ledger, but you're going to have to manually put it in there. So if I go back to setup, your module, depending on your module, you may actually have a base size, which is a double C clip. Look at that, that's a double C clip. Okay, so that's
175.
possible. That's possible. Okay. All right. So you can also create some annotation as well. Go back to your plan and say double C couplers, right? And this is an accurate material list. So if we actually go to queries and a quote, right? We have a material list for this gantry, right? But we can also use extras, remember? So back to queries, quote, extras, right? We can manually add in double C clips, okay? So double coupler. Right, so we can just say 40 double couplers or 42 double couplers, whatever we like. So that is included in the material list. Yeah, like there, right? In addition to what we had there already. Okay, so this is one method of drawing a gantry, okay? Does that look reasonable as a first bit of technique to show you that? And of course you can go to visual styles, okay, visual styles, and go conceptual, and you can see that like that. Okay?
Sorry, Andrew, which button you just click to change the video?
There are many tutorials with this. You need to look, okay? Yeah.
Oh, video conceptual. Okay.
Yeah, we've had this special feature. We've had this for quite some time, and we recommend it. Definitely have a look at the YouTube videos. It shows you some of the different ways of doing that. Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, so that's one method of doing gantry. Now, while I'm here, if I go back to our 2D wireframe, by the way, just another thing to show you since we're here. See how there's 2D wireframe, right? And let's go back to this again, that conceptual. But you also got a custom view and you have perspective. See that? See how it's going away from you?
Yep.
Okay, so that looks better. That's like a camera, a photograph of the scaffold. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to 3D wireframe. I'll leave that like that. So if we go back to plan now. Okay, let's try the other technique. So we actually do another make wall. This time let's just make 8 bays. Keep everything the same, and just do this. Okay, 2.4, same thing as before. We can add. Let's do this. Let's do a go into edit plan. Go into here and say wall copy. Okay, wall copy. We're going to copy it that way, and we're going to copy it double C couplers. Look at that. All right. Same thing. Okay. Wall copy. This time south double C couplers. All right. Did you want handrails on the end?
Yeah, definitely. Yes,
So don't forget to, if you need to, go to
Yeah.
handrails, handrail on the end there, and a properties handrail on the end. Okay, so here is our other gantry. So we
this
can
is much
now
better.
escape out of that, and we can build 3D on this. Okay, so that is another way of, I'm not 100% sure if your module has a double C coupler, it probably does. That's similar, right? Same thing, you need to erase the transoms that you don't want. Oops, sorry, what happened there? I lost it. Go back here. And then utilities, erase. And you're right, this is probably a quicker way of doing it. Okay, so there's our gantry going that way. And again, same as before. Same as before, we can go back into wireframe and conceptual. Okay, so here's another method now. Let's go back to wireframe again. This one, because it's a newer feature, I'm not as familiar with lift control, but there is a tutorial on that. Let's try making another wall. So we do another wall. Let's do 6 bays, and let's go over here. All right. I want to use lift control. So that is lift control. I want to create basically only one lift 5 meters off the ground. So that's going to be, well, first I have to have a lift control method, and I can give that a name. Okay, gantry. Let's just say gantry. Let's just say gantry. Gantry 1. And then this is going to have one lift. And it's very simple because it's only one lift, and it is going to be how many nodes off the ground? You might need your help here. Doesn't matter. Just say, let's just say
10.
Let's just say
12. Yeah.
Let's just say 12 nodes. And we don't have side brackets. We don't have, so that doesn't matter.
Got a one deck on the top.
We don't, oh yeah, so there's going to be a deck. Yep, good. There is a steel deck on top, and that top deck is going to have handrails on the
both sides.
On the north side. Yeah. Okay. Now, the actual, of course, that top deck is going to have a, well, you can have a mid rail, top rail, and you must have transoms, obviously. Can't not have transoms. So let's try this, okay? So that's basically a single deck, but it's very high off the ground. So we click OK on that. And then we need to edit this wall to use that lift control style. So I go into my edit mode, and then I go to edit wall details. And then under lift control, it's not disabled. We want it enabled with Gantry 1. And we want to apply it to that. And all this other information is generally ignored because lift control will take priority. Okay. So I say apply to wall. So this wall now has the lift control applied to it. So that's a 5 meter. Let's just do the bay labeling. Let's do the bay height. Let's just double check to make sure it's got the correct height. It's reallocating that. Did I? Anyway, that's interesting. I said 12 nodes, didn't I? And I don't think 12 nodes 5 meters. I wouldn't have thought so. But anyway, let's build this. So let's let me save this as a 3D since I've already built most of this to 3D. And then let's build this separately. So I'm going to say no to that one and no to that one and put that in there, build that. So let's see what we have now. Oh, wow. Okay. But of course, I needed to, so that actually worked. But I just needed to put those double-legged standards in, and I also needed to specify truss transoms. So if I go back to plan here, and let's just let's sort of cheat here a little bit, and let's actually perform an undo. At the moment, do I have the ability to put truss transoms? That's a question. And I think the answer to that is probably no at the moment. So if I say edit wall details, truss transoms is actually selected here, but it didn't seem to put those in. It may be that in the lift control, we need to have a separate option in here for the actual truss transoms. So there's no option for truss transoms in here as far as I know, but I'm sure that's a feature that's going to be coming quite soon. So definitely stay in contact regarding this, because I'm pretty sure next year, 2024, we'll have the ability to put any type of transom using the lift control. So there's a bit of training for everything. Remember, you can always use your drawing sheet, and you can create, well, of course, you can create sections as well. So this seems to be the best one. So let's actually use the create section option and just say default options, section A, and then we say OK to that for an end section, and we can window that, right click to say we're happy, and then here we have our gantry. All right, so there's a lot there. Now, Danny, here's something else. If we go into our utilities and we insert block, we go to our bonus block area. We just go back, we go to metric, and we go to quick stage, I think. Quick stage. Oh, sorry, it's called Coverway. Okay, so a Coverway is also a gantry. There's all these different ones we have here. This is our library. These are actually just drawings, but they're not 3D. Okay, this just doesn't. But these are different types of gantries you can put in just to annotate your drawing. Okay, let me give an example. Yeah. So let's just insert this into here, right? And so we have a library of pre-drawn gantries. Okay, so let's go to, we can click on the block, and I think we can go to properties, modify properties, and we'll just move that into a different layer. I'll just make it, just force the color to be just a normal color. Make that just normal white. Why isn't it redrawing? Let's see. Okay, so this is just a library file. You can just put this in and do this any way you like, and modify as you see fit. So you can actually go to edit. So under the block edit, you can select this gantry, Coverway, and you can move things around and edit things. So you can window all that and say, I don't want that. But this gives you some good ideas on what sort of text and what sort of information to put in here. But see the shade cloth, you know, I can delete the shade cloth and copy and modify, right? Okay, with your 3D editing, you can just manually copy parts if you like. Let me try that again. Sorry. Copy. Is that a part that I can copy? Is that one block? I think I copied that. So I click copy. So I say select these, and you know I can copy and make use of that. I'm not going to save that, so save discard. Right, so that's there's some other library options you can use for your gantry or any type of gantry.
Yep.
Okay, Danny, is that all you need?
Yes, thanks, Andrew. Yeah, before you go, can I ask you another question?
Yep.
About these designs on a slopey roof.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
They have some slopey roof. So customer wants to build the on the designs around the properties, and then wants the scaffolds on the roof as well. So did you know how can I do that?
Yeah. Okay. So you want to build scaffold on top of a roof, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's a mesh.
So, you got
Have you seen the latest video regarding mesh? Just bear with me a moment.
Yeah.
This video here
Yep.
shows you how you can do this. Okay. Turn the volume down. Okay. So if you draw, have you drawn some slope tags before, right? Like that. If you put a slope tag, this is in YouTube, right? If you have 0 there and 0 there and a number in the middle, that's going to be like a gabled roof, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. So that's how you would do it. And then you would actually attach the slope to the scaffold and then build 3D, and your end result will be a mesh that's following that. Okay. So the scaffold will follow the mesh as long as you design the mesh correctly, as long as you define the sloping ground correctly. All right. So I recommend that you watch this video, and if you just put the slope tags around in the right spot, then that can actually be like a roof.
Okay. All right.
If you need more help, we can reconnect, and I can help you.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Okay, Danny. I'll talk to you later. Okay. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.